Hi friends, it's Tina. Thank you for coming back to my channel. I'm so glad you're watching. Today I am doing a video on something that I'm a bit excited about. I have been watching Freedom in a Budget's channel for a while now, and I'm really enjoying her channel. So everybody go check it out if you haven't already. I'll link her channel in the description box below so that you can more easily find it. Anyway, I've been watching her channel and she's doing a lot of great content on personal finance, but every now and again she'll make reference to the fact that she's saving for her wedding, which got me excited about doing a video on how I cash flowed my wedding. So I've been married to my husband now. We just 2 weeks ago celebrated our 5-year anniversary. And prior to that, we were together for a long time. As a matter of fact, we used to joke that we would be the couple that didn't need the M-word marriage because we had the 30-year mortgage instead. And I know this is so anti-Dave Ramsey's recommendation, but it's what we did. And I'm really glad we did it this way because there were a few things that came out of it and that actually helped me cash flow my wedding. So because we were in no hurry to get married, my husband and I had a 2-year engagement. He actually proposed to me while I was working on my master's degree. And because I was working on my master's degree, I had, decided early on there was just no way in HELL that I was going to work full time, work on a master's degree, and plan a wedding because I knew I wanted something very sophisticated and gorgeous. Maybe sophisticated makes it sound like it's going to be like this, Sex in the City type wedding, which it wasn't. It was an outdoorsy Montana wedding. It was beautiful, but I did put a lot of care into it. And so with that in mind, I came up with a few lists. I got my notes over to the side over here, so apologize if you catch me looking over a lot, that I want to make sure I cover some points. So the first tip that I have for being able to cash flow the wedding is have a long engagement. Make it be 2 years because that'll really give you the time to plan it out and design it for exactly what you want. Having that long engagement also sets the stage for the next 4 tips that I want to give. And that's because it allows you the time to complete those tasks and to find the opportunities. So the next tip I would say is that we were able to, with the long engagement, buy things that were end of season and also that we were able to wait for the good sales. So because I had this outdoorsy Montana theme going on with my wedding, I was able to, first off, I got all the dresses from J. Crew. If you have a chance, if that's a style that is appealing to you, check out their dresses. They've got some gorgeous dresses. I love my wedding dress. I still have it. It's one of those that if my daughter doesn't want it, it's a timeless style. So if she decides at some point that she doesn't want it, I might just hem that bad boy up and dye it a different color and wear it as some sort of an evening gown. But same way I did it for my wedding, I bought my dress end of season. I bought all of the bridesmaids' dresses. I gifted those to each of the bridesmaids. All of those were end of season. And I got, for their dresses in particular, you're going to be shocked. They were $280 regular price. I bought them at end of season sale for $49 a piece. Now, that's amazing. That is just so amazingly fabulous. Did the same thing for the suits for the groomsmen. We wanted a wheat colored suit because it was an outdoor summer wedding. And so we ended up going to Banana Republic and purchasing the suits for every groomsman. And we waited for the end of the season and we bought them all. We actually, I don't know how people might be conflicted about this, but we ended up opening up a Banana Republic card to get the 20% discount on top of the sale price, purchased the suit, paid them off, and closed the card out. But we definitely took advantage of that extra discount. And we did the same thing with our decorations. I selected a lot of the decorations myself, purchased a lot of them from Michael's and different sort of outdoorsy crafty shops, got all of those on sale as well. And my wedding was gorgeous. I'll see, you know what, I'm gonna find a really pretty picture and post that as the thumbnail for this video. So that was, I guess, tip number 1 is to make sure that you are taking advantage of a longer timeline and finding the sales that can really allow you to get deep discounts on the things that really would be the most suitable for what you've envisioned for your wedding. So the next item is we accepted services as gifts. So in particular, we had a family member who was a photographer and we had a very close family friend who is a DJ. They didn't have necessarily the cash to give us any kind of, I mean, honestly, we just wanted them to be there. So they wouldn't have had to gift us anything anyway. But they offered to be our photographer and be our DJ. We had meetings with them ahead of time. We accepted the gift, but we also made it formal in that we had meetings. We told them what our expectations were, and we ended up with some really gorgeous photos, and we had people on the dance floor all night long, and that saved us a boatload. The next item that we did was DIY, and I've got a couple things here to show you because I think they're really adorable. So because it was an outdoor summer wedding, I produced these fans. Oh, it's kind of hard to see with the lighting from the window. But pretty much what I did is I created these fans with this really gorgeous paper. I had 2 different types. Made them myself. I think they're so pretty, and then they were also the program. So we did other things like that too. Here is an example of the placard that, or the, you know, the thing that would tell you which table you're on. So we had, each table had a theme that was based on a locale in Montana. And then we did designated seating because we had sort of a destination wedding, and we tried to pair people up with other folks that maybe weren't from the town they were in, but we thought they would have a connection or be able to have a good conversation. And then also another example is my souvenir, and I love this to this day. It's hard to see. I'll try to get it closer to the camera. So it's a little jar of huckleberry jam, and it says "Spread the love with Tina and Justin," and it's our date. And then I purchased the jams, but because I had time, I could shop around for it. And then as a little bit of DIY, my colors were like an olivey green and pink. So I cut out these little bits of cloth and put it on there to give it a little bit of a picnic look as well. But I mean, seriously, isn't that adorable? So we did a lot of stuff like that where we DIY'd and we decorated like all on our own. The venue that we selected was really gracious. I mean, they gave us things like the chair covers and the tablecloth, so I didn't have to worry about any of that stuff. And they also did all the catering, so I didn't have to worry about finding a caterer to go to the venue. But at the same time, we just kind of stepped up and we did a lot of stuff ourselves. We, instead of doing a rehearsal dinner, we did a rehearsal and welcome lunch because it was a destination wedding. And then the close friends and family went with us to the venue to help us set up. So we had all afternoon to set up. Then we all went to the bar, had a few drinks, and went to bed early so that we could be refreshed for the next day, the big day. And then I guess my last tip is keep it small. So I have talked to a lot of friends who had these really amazing visions for their wedding, but they invited like a lot, like between 300 and 500 people, which is easy to do. It sounds like a crazy huge amount of people, but the truth is we invited 100 people to our wedding, which I know just once we started writing the list of the people we wanted to invite, that was actually really hard to get it down to 100. And our overall number that we were targeting was 80. And the reason we picked 100 is because if you read any of the bridal books, they'll tell you that about 20% will decline anyway. So we invited 100 people. We were targeting for 80 to actually come, and then a few more, because it did require travel for several people, declined on top of that. So we ended up with extra people declining and then a few last second additions. We ended up with 75 people total, and I loved it. It allowed us to have a really well thought out, really well, like we did like plated dinner and stuff like that. So there were a lot of like little touches that we did that I don't know we could have afforded to do if we had invited everybody that we originally thought of. And so how we limited it was we immediately, like very, very close friends and family were in, and we had to draw a line somewhere. So what we did is the line that we drew was nobody from work unless it was somebody that we were already really close to outside of work, and nobody from our volunteerism. So this was pre-kids when we had a lot of disposable time, I guess I'll say, and we did a lot of volunteer work. So if we only knew you through our volunteerism and we only knew you through work, you unfortunately weren't invited. But what was nice is that by setting that as the guideline, people were very understanding, and so we were really lucky. And then we did kind of a party when we came back where everybody who couldn't make it to the wedding, we just said, hey, we're going to be at such and such place, come and celebrate with us. And it was this dive bar we used to hang out at all the time when we still lived in Minneapolis, and it was a blast. So we still got all of those congratulations anyway. So anyhow, those are my 5 tips for having a cash flowed wedding. I hope you enjoyed it. It was fun for me to think through, and it was a lot of fun for me to go and look through my memory box. As a matter of fact, I'll show it to you guys really quick. It might be hard to see. But this was a gift I got from my sister. This is a gift I got from my sister when we were engaged, and it's just like a memory box that contains inside of it. Well, it's all jumbled up now, but I store in here like our souvenirs, some of the fans, the guest book, one of the decorations that we used. So it was a summery spring, I guess summery theme, but so I had these little birdies that I got from Michael's. They were all on the tables along with these beautiful protea flowers. Yes, absolutely. The more I talk about it, the more I'm definitely going to post some pictures for you guys. Anyway, that's all I have for today, but really was fun to look at this stuff. Hope you guys are having a great day, and we'll check back soon. Bye.